Unnecessary roughness back in the motherfucking building.
Motherfucking building.
We in the building. Playoffs been crazy so far. Got the conference finals matchup set. We got, because LeBron got the LeBron tour Raptors up out of there. Now we got the Celtics versus the Cavs. One more again.
Now I want to bring it up. I called this finals matchup from the beginning.
Everybody did because we thought it was going to be Kyrie versus LeBron.
See, exactly. Thank you.
I said the Raptors.
And Bernard's everything.
Whatever.
But I called this way in the beginning when everybody was attacking Boston for the trade they did.
What, for Kyrie Irving trade?
Yep.
I thought they was gonna be there.
They're not even. Neither one of them guys is there.
both
I'm
Kyrie,
just saying, who won?
both Kyrie Irving teams is in the conference finals without him.
Without Kyrie Irving.
You can use that if you want.
I do use that. All I want.
I respect it.
Thank you.
Respect it.
And then
I appreciate that.
And then in the blue corner, we got the Rockets
Because I won.
and the defending champion Golden State Warriors.
The 3 times. They're about to win again.
You sure about that?
How sure do I know that the sun's going to come up tomorrow? That's how sure I am.
It might be an overcast day.
But the sun's still out, you know?
Technically.
The
Which
sun, it's the earth that goes around.
Let's start off with the East. Celtics in a position that nobody thought they was going to be in.
I did.
I'm saying at the beginning of the playoffs when they was undermanned.
Who did I pick to win the East?
I think we all picked Toronto.
I didn't pick Toronto. I picked either Philly or.
Oh yeah, that's what you picked.
I probably picked Philly.
You picked Philly.
That was my mistake. The youth and inexperience.
Philly they hung themselves up in that ringer.
They needed to lose.
Nah,
they needed to get
what?
punched in the mouth.
You know what? People really didn't. I didn't expect Tatum to be that good. Like Tatum, Rozier. Like we didn't see that. Nobody saw that coming. Like I could really say he surprised a lot of people. Probably threw off a lot of people's bets because you didn't expect him to treat Bledsoe like that.
You know who the X factor was in that whole series, right?
Who, Horford?
Nah, it's not a player.
Brad Stevens?
Yes, Brad Stevens, who should be Coach of the Year, even though Dwayne Casey's going to win Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
despite the fact that he just got fired.
He's going to be first Coach of the Year without a team to celebrate it with.
It's
the
insane.
First Coach of the Year that the guy got fired? I'm pretty sure somebody else did it.
Nah, no way. Right?
In the same season?
They
almost won 60 games. They almost won 60
winning
games.
coach to be fired, so I'm pretty
What do you
sure.
mean by winning? Like above 500?
Yeah,
like Mark Jackson.
First in a conference.
But did they win Coach of the Year?
I don't know.
Clearly, Brad Stevens should win Coach of the Year if Dwayne Casey's team doesn't even think he's deserving of a job.
Nah, but I still like what's the name better because
who
you got to think the Toronto. I like what's his name.
Dwayne Casey.
The LeBron tour
No, I think he wins it.
Oh yeah. Let's not act like they didn't have Kyrie doing MVP type things.
Yes.
And like bailing them out in certain situations. They kept having to come back. I understand he's a great coach. Like he should definitely get votes.
They lost 2 superstars.
He definitely should have got some votes.
They lost their first
They lost
superstar.
the All-Star.
Yeah, but it's for the year, the regular season. You gonna give him credit for the postseason too?
He lost all hope for the day one.
No, I'm saying like you gonna.
I'm
you
sorry.
gonna give Brad. You talking about Hayward?
Yeah,
you
go
gonna
ahead,
give
sorry.
Brad, but Stevens looked. He could have, but I don't think he did better than Casey. Like Casey, literally like
they almost won 60 games.
But how many superstars did he lose?
Can I tell you the truth? That Raptors
How many
team was
Eastern
not
Conference?
He
supposed
didn't
to
have any superstars to lose.
The fact that Raptors.
What? Toronto was a superstar.
It's the fact that Raptors team was
Having
not
superstars
supposed to
to
be
lose.
first in the East. We didn't even.
We didn't pick them, no.
Yeah, at all.
But we
Nobody had
thought
them.
they were top 3.
They was top 4.
Yeah, it's
There
not
was
like
some there
they
where,
didn't completely overachieve.
but Neither did the Celtics.
No, I don't think the Celtics did too, but it's
I
it's
think
the
they
fact.
did. I
And you
think
know
the
what it
Celtics
is? I think
overachieved.
it was so surprising. Brad Stevens, we already knew he was good. He coached them to first last year.
And you see what he did with Butler.
Yeah, like he's a good coach. Like
Listen, they don't like college coaches, bro.
Dwayne Casey. No, I think for instance, like I think next year if they come in first place and they're as dominant as if they play like this plus added the 2 superstars or all stars, I don't know how you consider them, but
Kyrie's a superstar.
yeah, that's what I'm
Gordon
saying.
Hayward's all-star.
So we just gonna go with 2 all stars,
Mhm.
and they dominant over the East. I think he's definitely gonna win it next year. Like who else is gonna take it? But it's just like Steve Kerr is never gonna get it again.
No.
Nah,
He's
I don't
never
think
gonna get it again. And it's
nobody on
literally
that
because
team
he
is ever
has-
going to get an award ever again. Draymond was the last person that's
The
going to get
only-
an
the
award.
Nah, I think one of them could win.
The
MVP.
only coach up
They
there
won't win- they won't vote
who
for
we
him.
honestly
I would.
consider the best coach
I would
year in
too.
and out that's always considered is Pop. Pop is always going to be considered because he's Pop. But
Right.
Steve Kerr's not going to get it. People take away because he has 4 superstars.
See, I don't think he has 4 superstars.
3 superstars and an all-star.
Uh-oh.
2 all-stars.
I'll say
and
2 superstars and 2
Which
all-stars.
one is the? Which
Whatever.
one is? Well, we know which of the 2
Yeah, so
superstars.
then you go
I
with
just-
Draymond and Clay is all-stars, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. We elevate
Quinn Cook.
so many people to the point. How many superstars can we allow in the league? Do you believe there could be an unlimited amount where as long as you reach this caliber, you're a superstar? Or do you have to
I
say,
think-
oh, it's only like the top 10 or the top 7?
I think as a superstar, you just compete to a certain extent. Like Draymond Green is not a superstar. He doesn't
I don't
have
think he is
superstar
either.
stats.
Mm-hmm.
Klay Thompson is not a superstar. He doesn't have superstar stats. But
They have
Kevin
superstar
Durant.
performances though.
They do.
Yeah,
but so
but-
does anybody
yeah,
can.
like
Like
Ricky
I did.
Rubio had a
Terrence
superstar.
Like-
performance.
like, I
Terrence
re-
Ross dropped 50 points one year. in a
Superstar
game.
performance.
Yeah, like,
Anybody can.
It's the
Jeremy Lin had
constant-
constant
it's the
superstar
But
performance.
look at Draymond this whole playoffs.
it's the constant superstar performance that you're looking for though. Like
Right.
it's the Kevin Durant averaging 30 something points, big games he's always there.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
Anthony
Draymond is
Davises,
constantly
the
giving
Boogie.
away these, up these good performances in the playoffs.
Yeah, but all season he's not doing
Yeah.
it. So that's kind
It-
of.
but it matters more in the playoffs.
Yeah, but that would mean Robert Horry is a superstar.
Yeah, and I
Because he
refuse
was
to.
clearly always clutch, but he.
But that's
We
hitting
didn't
one
talk about
shot
Robert.
versus putting up a whole body of work every single game.
Listen, this is how you gotta look at it, right? Look how great Chauncey Billups was on Detroit. He
Right.
was not even a superstar.
On Detroit, no, yeah.
Nah, he wasn't because
Even though he won Finals MVP.
Nah,
Yeah.
he wasn't a superstar.
Yeah, he wasn't.
They won a team. They as a team won without a superstar.
he wasn't a super. Exactly, yeah, he wasn't a superstar. It was no superstar.
They didn't have any superstar at all.
No, yeah, no.
Superstars is just how you perform, and it's a certain level of performance that becomes
The
constant.
Mavs had one superstar when they won.
To me,
Who?
like,
Dirk. You don't count him as a superstar? Then it gets even more impressive what they did.
Yeah, I don't
Dirk
think
was
at that
definitely a
at,
superstar. He
Yeah.
was
At
an
that-
MVP.
at that
He
time,
won the MVP.
He
that
won
year.
the MVP. No, not that.
No.
Yeah, like
I'm
Dirk
saying
was
at
a
that time in
consi-
2011.
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Dirk
superstar.
was a superstar. He was averaging close to 30 points a game or something wild number like that.
Oh,
Like,
I didn't even know that shit.
He has
Dirk?
more points, total points than Kobe too, right?
No.
Didn't he just pass? Oh no, he just got the 30,000 last
He
year.
just got the
He didn't
30,000.
pass Kobe yet.
He's about to.
He
He's
might.
not.
The way he playing, it's a maybe.
Bam.
It's a
Nah,
maybe.
because he's over LeBron, so he's
Yeah, he's fourth. He's literally fourth in scoring ever, or fifth.
Dirk, right? How
Fifth.
can you not say that's
'Cause
not?
I think it's Jordan. It's who's
Kareem's
first.
first.
Kareem, then Karl Malone,
Mhm.
Then Kobe.
then Kobe, then Jordan, and then
Dirk,
Yeah,
and
Dirk
then
is fifth all
LeBron.
time.
Superstar.
His trainer just told him to hang it up. So
It was a joke.
Yeah, like I think superstar is based on kind of your day in and day out performance. If every time you put up a big game is surprising, then no, it's not. But it's the guys you expected from. Like when Durant scores 46, you don't be like, yo, Durant was wilding. It'd be like, yo, Durant scored 46.
right,
If Draymond
yeah,
scores 46,
Yo.
it's
it's a big
like,
deal.
oh, Draymond dropped 46 on him. You know what I'm saying? Like superstars, you impressed with the 60 and 50-point games. It's like, oh, Steph put up.
That's
58.
kind of why I was mad that Golden State lost that Game 7, because Draymond would have got MVP.
What, the one with the Cavs?
Yeah.
He was out-
Nah,
he
no
couldn't
way.
have won.
He would've.
He's the reason they lost.
I'm not gonna say that.
He's the reason they got
Draymond would
past Game 5.
that Game 7. He had 32, 15, and 9.
So
No one else
Game
was.
7 gives you an MVP.
But he played. That's what I'm saying. He was efficient that entire series. Steph wasn't going to get it.
Wasn't Steph hurt that year or something?
Steph
He was hurt. He was coming off injury. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't Steph that was going to get the MVP that year.
I
Oh,
don't
the
know.
finals that year?
I wouldn't
just
have
know
gave it
was
to
a couple
Draymond.
games
Who was
everybody-
you going to give it to? LeBron?
I'd rather him than Draymond. Draymond almost Draymond
I
did lose
hate
it for
that,
them.
though. How you gonna give the MVP to somebody who lost?
That's what I'm saying. Who?
I mean, they gave it to Russell Westbrook, the year MVP, and that
Yeah,
he
that
lost.
was ridiculous. He
Yeah.
shouldn't have gotten it. I'm sorry, Russell Westbrook. You shouldn't have gotten it. It should have been Harden.
You see,
You're not
he
looking at
ain't
Kirk.
even he ain't even in the consideration.
They
It's
talking
the
about trading
same
him.
damn
The same
Who,
thing.
Westbrook?
They were saying executives around the league, experts saying.
All that killer mentality stuff. Westbrook it's gonna be hard to find a team.
And
for
now
that,
Paul
man.
George
not,
got-
not
Be able
like
to fit.
people won't take him, but
And now Paul George got a knee scope.
he's not.
Well, I don't like is the fact that people are questioning whether or not they can win with Russell Westbrook being their best player. So you need a superstar that's better than Russell Westbrook to win. Isn't Russell Westbrook a superstar? Why do we need two superstars all the time?
I think when people say that, it's more so about his mentality because I don't know how good Westbrook is playing with another superstar. Like
I do.
He takes a lot of shots.
Yeah. I know exactly how he does playing with another superstar.
Like they did.
We've seen that.
First round exit.
No. I'm talking about with Durant.
Because like,
but
people,
that's because
you can't use the finals because they went to the finals that year, but that was the most complete team they've ever had. That was the most complete team when it was him, Harden, Serge, Ibaka. Everybody was on their rookie contracts and these second-year contracts and all of that.
Imagine they would have kept that team together and Harden would have started.
They couldn't.
They would have got rid of Ibaka.
They should have got rid of Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka got overvalued, but eventually Harden was going to leave.
Because they thought Ibaka was going to be the next Elijah one. Just with a jumper.
They wasn't going to beat the Heat.
But he wasn't.
You got to think.
They could have.
Straight out of the Heat years, we jumped into Golden State. So you think they could have beat Golden State?
No.
No, I think it was
They could have beaten the Heat.
It was Heat, Spurs.
You think that team would have made it past them two championship Spurs teams that played against the Heat? Those are some rough teams.
They could have.
You think so?
Yeah. You're saying they have no shot?
To beat that Spurs team? I don't know. That Spurs team looked.
They beat that Spurs team the year they made it to the finals, right?
The year they made it to the conference finals, they beat the Spurs.
What about the year they made it to the finals? Who they beat?
I don't think they played the Spurs. I think the Spurs lost to.
I don't even remember when they played.
They didn't play Houston in the conference finals.
I'm talking about. I think the Spurs lost to Houston that year.
I think they beat the Clippers.
Who the Warriors played in the conference finals?
In the conference finals?
I mean the Thunder.
I think they played the Clippers.
Not in the conference finals.
Nah, Chris
Chris Paul just made it now.
Yeah, no, it was the semifinals actually.
Matter of fact, him and you and Chris Paul and Alexander Ovechkin. Congratulations, you're in the conference finals.
Pissed me off, man. Alexander Ovechkin need to. I mean, I'm spoiled because
Pittsburgh is
Sid the Kid.
They won back to back, right?
Yeah,
that's his third. Sidney got 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is Nashville still in
I
it?
just didn't want him to lose.
My boy PJ is out.
Yeah, he's out.
Vegas
Tampa
still
Bay and Vegas is in it. Yeah, expansion team.
Yeah, they wildin'. But
they play Winnipeg Jets.
I just didn't.
I mean, they in Vegas. What you expect them to do? Lose?
Yeah. What that mean?
They know all the odds makers and everything. They know what to do.
whose palms to grease.
Westgate is right there.
I wouldn't even allow games to be played in Vegas. Such a gambling. Your
I'm
whole
down.
team is gambling.
That's what
I would
the Raiders going to win the
Imagine
Super Bowl.
Pete Rose was on a Vegas baseball team.
Wow, shots fired.
But let's preview these finals, man. Boston conference finals. We got Boston.
We skipped a week.
We skipped 2 weeks. It's gonna take 2 weeks.
This is gonna be I think it's gonna be a clean sweep all the way through.
For who?
No, I'm lying.
For nobody.
No sweeps.
Me either.
I see a 6-game series.
I see a 5-game series. I see a 5-game series.
And Warriors?
Yeah.
I see. All right, I'm giving them 6 though.
Because you're a nice man. You're a nice friend.
I'm giving them 6, and then
I feel like
Cleveland and Boston gonna go
6
a little while, but I don't care because it's like
Cleveland.
You know what's gonna happen. Like I've been saying the entire year, it's gonna be Cleveland and Golden State.
I hope not. I really do hope Boston make it, but
Me
I just
too.
feel like that final is gonna be a walkthrough. Like either way though,
It's gonna be a walkthrough
With
either
Kyrie,
way.
they would destroy Cleveland, man. I know they would have, and my prediction would have been completely true. I would have won. I would have been the greatest analyst in the history of all analysts.
Definitely better than Colin Coward.
It's funny because without Kyrie, I don't think they lose much. Because literally Tatum plays like baby Kyrie. Like he's the same crossover,
Just with a better with a better 3-point shot.
Jaylen Brown points went up. Like they literally had people step up, and it's just the closer aspect maybe that you lose, and maybe 2 or 3 points.
I'm gonna need you to stop dismissing Kyrie like he's not great.
Nah, I'm not saying that. It's just when somebody they step up to the extent. That's why they playing like that because
Hit him with that garlic butter.
I mean, he's dumb because he believes that the Earth is flat, but other than that,
We're not
he's
here
a
to
great
judge people's
basketball
opinions. We're not here to judge people's opinions.
The perfect team.
no, I'm judging people's misconstruation of facts, whatever the word is.
They have the perfect team to step up around them. Like,
Misappropriation.
that's just my thing. They stepped up. Terry Rozier really filling in the void, and so is Tatum. Like
Tatum's good. He could be the rookie. You know.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said that if even when Kyrie comes back, they would not break this team up.
Why would they break that team up?
I'm saying like in terms like this team that's in the playoffs right now, the guys that they have going right now.
You're saying Kyrie's coming off the bench?
Yeah, that's really not.
They could say that now because Kyrie can't come back. But let's be honest.
Like if you don't put Kyrie in the game, then
he gonna want to leave again.
Brad Stevens deserves to be fired. Then I mean, if they don't win the championship,
see what happened to Casey.
Yeah, like,
play your guards.
Well, if you don't win the championship with the 7 years you're here, it doesn't matter how good you do. You're fired.
I agree with that he should have set DeRozan, but I think at the end of the game he should have put him back in.
So he get his flow back.
Not even his flow
That's
back.
not the reason they lost.
But he's really like, you got to think. You trying to draw up a play. Everybody thinks the ball's going to him. Even if you use him as a decoy, you could use that to your advantage. To not have the guy who everybody knows is taking the last shot in the game or the last few shots in the game, you take away a whole dynamic of having double teams and all that. They not double teaming nobody else on your team. So literally you're playing against a set defense with no breakdowns. Like that's why I was like, I didn't see why he left him on the bench. Even if you don't give him the shot, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the guy. Like he's literally been the guy. He's the worst shot maker in the world. Like he makes the worst shots. He makes them. So it's like if a play breaks down, you have that type of guy. I wouldn't sit him on the bench.
But you can say the same thing about Steph though.
What you talking about?
That he makes bad shots all the time.
But would Steph be on the bench and with the last couple shots in the game? No, Steph in the game.
Steph makes all his shots.
But they're awful shots.
How are you making? How are they awful shot if they go in?
Because the selection of the shot is awful. If you take a layup as opposed to a 40-foot three-pointer on a fast break,
what went in though?
You know what's the difference?
That's what he's saying. He's saying he makes awful shots.
You know what's the difference about Steph though? Steph kind of mastered the art of making them types of shots. Like it's not really a bad shot because he does it so much, and it's like if I cross you and I get this much space, anybody else you want more space between your shot. But Steph
he could bang it.
Steph
Mr.
get a
Hang
little
it.
bit of breathing room and the ball is out, and it's like swish.
Like literally, he was the best player in the game for like 12 months, bro.
Yeah, he's
for sure.
He's literally turned it around where now his shots are shots. Like they're not. You don't even
They're
look
not
at them as bad shots no more. Like
remember when coaches used to go crazy if you shot a 3-pointer on the fast break?
Yeah.
Leagues
is changing.
But Reggie Miller used to be okay with it. Like they used to let Reggie do it. Reggie's real. He used to walk up on the Knicks and just bang. Face shot. You wasn't even a Knicks fan back then.
Time, I was always a Knicks fan. I was born a Knicks fan.
No, you wasn't. You wasn't even watching basketball back then.
So what? I was still a Knicks fan.
All right. So if you want to get hurt by everything, then
I do get hurt by everything.
Phil Jackson used to be there.
Well, when the championships.
Yeah.
No, that's fine with me.
Ship.
When he was missing teeth.
How many they won?
2.
When?
1970 and 1972.
I don't remember all that.
Yeah.
The last one.
Bell Bobbins was in.
I'm a Warriors fan.
So you was hurt. You was hurt with
How about that?
You was hurt when Patrick Ewing missed the layup.
Yep.
You was hurt when they lost to the Spurs too.
Yeah, the finals. That was horrible.
Should let Sean Elliott tiptoe the line.
Matter of fact, screw that. I'm a fan of any team that wins, so I have way more rings than you.
I mean, you do. I like players, so I can't. I'm not arguing.
Oh
with
my God.
Hey, listen. That's the way I came up. I played basketball and I emulated my game after certain people. So I follow the player who game I want.
And when he's gone, you have to follow somebody else.
Yeah.
You just pick and choose who you follow.
Yeah, like
I
pick them as they come in though. I don't pick them when they get to
LeBron, my guy.
Literally, the first year Wade was in the league, I was a Wade fan. Like before that, it was Iverson when I first really started watching.
That must be nice.
I mean, it's
you don't understand where I'm coming from, though.
I don't build up from the ground now. I don't do that.
Exactly.
Or I don't get to ground level and not be able to build up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not good. That means you have total years where you just not into the sport.
That makes I'm into the sport, but that makes the championships so that much sweeter.
Yeah, like I would hope that you look away from the screen if the Knicks ever win a championship because you might have a heart attack from excitement. Like you literally gonna be so excited because it's been 50 years.
I did get a nosebleed when the Giants kicked off in the Super Bowl.
See what I'm saying? Like,
but the first time, the second time I ain't get a nosebleed.
But to see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that makes it awesome.
That's
though.
the Cinderella of it. But
exactly,
I just never was that type. I'm not a fan of the Knicks. Been losing since I pretty much started watching basketball.
That's true.
So I felt like it would be wrong of me to literally jump in and be like, yeah, I'm a Knicks
I think it
fan.
started with giving Allen Houston $100 million.
But how was that
If
wrong,
the Knicks
though?
was good, then I probably would be a Knicks fan.
But you see, that's wrong to me. I think you can't just like a team
I
because
don't
they're
like
good.
the fact that people tell me I gotta like the team because
You could you could like whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, us as Knicks fans and stuff like that, we get attacked and we have bad years.
Yeah.
You as somebody who just picks a superstar whenever he goes, your odds of having a bad year are very low.
No, they're not. Soon as my players hurt, when Wade and them was horrible that year, because Wade
That
got
one
injured.
year, you know how many times my team was horrible?
Wade was horrible for like 3 years before LeBron came. Wade wasn't, but the team was.
How many times y'all made the playoffs?
We made it but
every
got
single
smoked.
year. How many championships y'all won before LeBron got there?
One.
That's what I'm saying. You acting like one is not a lot.
One. We won one. I wasn't spoiled. It was like, oh, it was so great. Yes.
It's not a. It's
but
not
look
a.
at my
I was
side
my player
where I
before
had
that.
0.
My player before that was Iverson. I didn't win any. So what do you say? It's not like, oh,
Ran into a
it's
buzzsaw.
not like I really jumped in and was like, oh, let me just go with this Shaq team. I hated Shaq when he was on the Lakers.
Shaq's cool.
He's a great person now, but I hated him when he was on the Lakers.
But you see where I'm coming from though.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's
Perpetually,
easier,
yeah, it's much easier when you have a superstar.
but if that's like saying that's not necessarily it's not necessarily true because you could jump with somebody like Anthony Davis. He literally looks like he has no shot of winning a ring anytime soon. Like,
but then you look at my team right now.
the Knicks.
Same thing, looking for that superstar. Maybe it's KP. We don't know. They know AD's that superstar.
Yeah, he's that
So it's
superstar
different.
to do what? He's Barkley.
I'd rather have Barkley than have I don't know.
I say the one thing picking a player instead of a team takes away is the ability for that Z team to be hurt by the draft too much.
That's what I'm saying.
Whose fault is that?
It's not my fault. I don't pick.
So you want me to pick a team so I can be hurt by their draft pick?
I want you to know how it feels. That's why
I'm invested in my team all around when the player's on it. It's not like it was like, oh, Wade's there. As long as Wade has a great year, I'm fine. Like, no. I want Wade to win the championship.
But
every
there's
year.
a difference though. We're
When
looking
they
for a
won
superstar versus.
When they won 17 games,
Mhm.
I was there for that.
Well, Wade was hurt
I
though.
had the,
And you continuously say Wade was hurt. That's why we had.
yeah,
17
but
wins.
when
it don't count.
All right, football. When Manning was there,
When y'all went 2-14,
yeah, and I had
you
to
take
eat,
that. Do you
I
accept
had
that?
to eat that. I had to eat that because all year, what you were saying?
Your team.
Peyton Manning wasn't nowhere else. He was
But
just
then, how
there.
many times do you say if Peyton was there, we would have made the playoffs?
I do. I say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Probably
crazy.
True.
That's probably
I don't think it's true, but let's say it
That
is.
year, Peyton
But
was-
do you see? But
they
do you
wouldn't have
see?
made the playoffs.
They
But
Payne missed the
hell
players
no.
before.
Hell no,
You
2-14.
bugging.
Peyton's not worth no 10
You
wins.
bugging.
But but you see the fact that you can argue that proves my point. I can't argue that.
You
If one of
can.
my guys gets hurt,
You
that shit is
genuinely-
over.
You could literally look at your front office and say, if they would have drafted this guy instead of this guy, we would have a good team. By
Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, but ifs and you know, ifs and ifs make fishes wish. I don't know. It's not the same because when you pick a superstar, you have your superstar already. You
Sometimes
never
that's
go
not-
through the process of having to look for one, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, you can go through struggles. Yeah, you might never win a championship. But you never have to go through those long drought years where you have literally nobodies, which the Knicks had several times.
Yeah, I'm not going to front. The Knicks have nobodies. That's literally their fault.
Who's else? I'm not saying it's not their fault, but I'm a fan, though.
That's the only team
Kuzminskis.
that's going that long without anybody on it. Like most
It's not
teams,
the only team.
Most teams tank and stuff for 2 or 3 years. The Knicks have been bad for a lot of years, and they got
Yeah,
Melo.
but they're not the only
They
one.
got Melo, and
And when we got Melo, you know how hype I was? It was like, oh, we got a superstar now. Y'all gave up too much for him.
they did.
I need a superstar.
Could go to
No,
war.
they jumped the gun.
Could start a war with all those
You
tanks.
waited 7 years, and you couldn't wait till that offseason.
No, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is you have franchises and offices like that you have to deal with. You never have to deal with that because you're picking a superstar.
Yes, you do, because you still need the rest of the team built.
And
So
it-
no,
and-
we're not looking for a superstar, but you're still looking for the role players. Why they didn't sign Mike Miller? Why they didn't sign this guy? Why they didn't sign this guy and put him around? LeBron fans deal with it all the time.
But they shouldn't. That's completely spoiled.
I'm just saying, any good player, Russell Westbrook fans, I'm pretty sure they felt like that before they got Paul George.
Oh, yeah, they had no help this year.
Yeah, like, why?
Last year either, they had no
I'm
help.
saying, like, before they...
No, I've heard them
before-
say that.
Before they signed Paul George, it's like, role players out here grabbing for Westbrook. Same thing with Kobe when he was going through his down years. Well, he wasn't having down years, but the team was.
Making the
Kobe
playoffs?
needs help. Kobe needs. They wasn't a championship caliber team.
But that's the difference, though. You're talking about, all right, we making the playoffs. I'm not happy with that. We're trying to make the playoffs, period. We're trying not to only win 10 games.
Literally,
That's the difference.
It's
like you making $500,000 a year, and you're like, oh, this is not enough, and I'm over here making $30,000. It's like, damn, dude.
I can't eat that because the only reason y'all have these droughts is because your front office is terrible.
That's a huge reason.
That's
like
not
57%.
a league-wide problem. That's literally y'all.
That's not just us, though.
Who else has years like that? Many years like that?
I don't know the
It's
complete
about
playoff drought.
It's probably about 3 teams.
There's more than that,
Orlando and somebody else.
There's all that.
Probably
We acting like the
Charlotte.
Knicks didn't make the playoffs in 2015.
The
Kings.
Kings. All of these front offices make habitually bad decisions when they get picks. They don't make good trades. They don't get to sign nobody. That's nobody else's fault.
But I agree. But that's not what I'm arguing here.
That's like, because if you was Boogie Riding, if you was with Boogie Riding in Sacramento, you going through that too. It's just if you pick a superstar who happens to not go through that, that's your business. But certain people, Boogie Cousins was their favorite player.
So what do I do then?
They went through everything you went through.
No, they didn't, because they didn't have to look for a superstar.
They needed to. If they wasn't looking for a superstar, they needed to. They really have.
But what I'm saying is they have that already. I have to look for 3.
You going through this? You going through the same thing with Dirk right now?
Yeah, Boogie wasn't even.
But Dirk's not really a superstar now. Come on.
But I'm saying that's your guy. That's who you ride with. That's who you ride with.
that was my dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Boogie.
I needed to get a second team because the Knicks suck so much.
That's
What am I supposed to do then? What am I supposed to do?
What are you saying?
I'm saying when you riding high, you riding high.
With my Knicks, right?
Yeah.
I'm riding with my Knicks. You telling me switch?
No. I'm never saying that, but I'm saying you pick.
You ride who you ride with.
You pick your team and you deal with what they go through.
Of course.
You just understand that's their fault. Nobody else has to go through that because you.
I'm not saying where are we coming from. I never said you had to go through that.
You're saying that I'm not going through that because I'm picking a superstar.
Yes, that I completely.
And that's not facts.
I believe it is.
Because immediately when you get one superstar, now the league-wide notion is you need more than one. So now you're looking for.
How many teams only? I mean, come on, let's be honest. How many teams actually have a shot at winning the NBA title? 3 in the beginning of the season. Come on, let's be honest.
So what do you, I don't.
So there's 27 teams that don't have a shot.
And y'all are at the bottom of the barrel.
That's what I'm saying. It's completely different worlds.
No, it's not.
So you're saying the
If
team
you don't win, you lose.
Toronto and the Knicks, same exact situation.
No, that's not. Toronto thought they had a championship team. They players.
They were the only ones.
Small. That's different.
They
different.
did come up.
They came up small. That's not the same thing. They literally had a team where they could have went to the championship.
Came up smaller than mini
But
me.
you talking about you comparing the bottom of the league to the top now. You running different races. We talking
Right.
about you should compare yourself to teams like Detroit and the Pistons. I mean, and the Kings.
What the Pistons are now, we were 5 years ago.
Okay.
That's not
like, but you also got to understand
that was the glory years.
Memphis was terrible. They drafted Marc Gasol and was good for like 6 years.
And now they're terrible again.
And now they're terrible again.
And they're a better situation than the Knicks.
Y'all just happen to not get a Marc Gasol. Y'all didn't get 6 years.
Nah,
that's y'all fault.
I'm not saying it's not your fault.
It's not where you at the bottom, but you can't tell me I need to go through that because
I'm not saying you don't. You need to go through that. I'm saying you don't go through that.
Yes, you. If I pick, like, for instance, right now, if my favorite player is Marc Gasol, I'm going through that. We looking for
because you have Marc Gasol.
What are you building around Marc Gasol if he can't?
That's for the front office to decide.
No,
but I don't have anybody.
You still gotta look for
zero, nothing.
You don't. You have KP.
Did I? Because last I checked, he was injured for half the year. And he's injured for the next half of the year.
Listen, that was Melo too, but y'all rallied around him.
When we had Melo, we had that. But what I'm saying is we go through ups and downs that people with the superstars will never go through.
No, that's not.
Because you already have step one.
The bottom line is you root for who you want to root for.
Yeah, like I said, I could root for, I could bandwagon jump all I want.
Yeah, that's
the difference is we get shit on by people that decide to either go for superstars or bandwagon jump.
No, because
I think it's just fun to laugh at the Knicks' pity.
Like, that's what I'm saying. And it's like
it's just fun to laugh at the Knicks.
People go through, and you do.
Not really.
People talk shit about the Lakers all the time too. They always say it's Photoshop season every time free agency comes
What did you
around.
just say? The Lakers, right? The team. They shitting on you because
if you was a Steph Curry fan, like me personally, all right, now if you're talking about players that jump from superstar to superstar and don't follow superstar throughout their career, that's different. But if you somebody who you pick a superstar, you like, yo, this is my man's, and he's my man's the whole time he in the league, like I did with Dwayne Wade, you can't say that because there's down years there too, and you're hoping for a draft pick, you're hoping for people to come. You got the same hopes and dreams as you do with the Knicks because my team is horrible. They need help. He needs a superstar.
How many of
like
these fans out there pick superstars that aren't, the chosen one, that aren't, KD, LeBron, Westbrook, or Steph?
Like Chris Paul fans.
How many? Let's be honest.
But my
Walters,
thing
how
is-
many of them have Chris Paul?
My thing is,
fans.
if genuinely to me, if you pick them coming out, like nobody came out with the hype except like LeBron.
LeBron came out with a huge.
Yeah, that was it.
And I didn't see all these LeBron fans in 2007.
That was it. But as far as like normal, if you pick them and it's like, yo, you see their first couple games, it's like, yo, he's gonna be nice. I'm gonna follow that. Like people did it with Monte Ellis. Felt some type of way at some point in his career because he really turned into a bum. People pick Michael Beasley.
I
People
picked
thought
Michael Beasley.
That
You?
he picked him.
Michael
People really
Beasley.
thought, like, yo, we thought we had a championship squad with Beasley game.
I thought it
But
would
there's
I thought it
another
would Brandon
thing, too.
Jennings.
What they do is when the people that pick Michael Beasley, people that pick Michael Jackson, Monte Ellis, they hop off and they find someone else before this guy's career is over.
Yeah, I'm not talking about them type of people. If like, for instance, if it's like, oh, Michael Beasley came to the league, he's obviously a bust. If you pick somebody in the next year draft, I'm not mad at you.
See, but I can't do that. I can't hop off.
You can. You just choose not to.
But that's
What is this
completely-
ball and chain that the Knicks have on you?
It's not a ball and chain.
You choose to say that.
But that's the point of being a fan.
What?
Nah.
A fan is to love the sport.
I like watching my team
that's
win.
not you gotta.
You a fan of the sport.
That's the thing. People are not fans of the sport. They're not fans of teams. They're fans of winning, and they like being a part of a winning culture.
Everybody likes being.
I thought
But that's different though than actually
Like,
following the winning
I
culture.
don't get the glorification of, yo, I was there when they was. Like, old people say that to me a lot, and I'm just like, I don't care when they was losing.
that matters though,
It
because
does.
you rode with
You
these people
lost.
to the end.
You're not even in the history book. Like, you didn't lose in the playoffs or nothing. You basically don't matter that year. For you, it feels like more because you sat there through it.
Yeah.
That's just for you. That's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not trying to feel like I just want my player to be good every year.
But that doesn't. See, everybody wants that.
Yeah.
But I have to go through the downsides.
You that's because you choose to. That's a choice.
Yeah, no, everything's a choice in life.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't get the scrutiny because now, like I said,
Have you been getting
if-
scrutiny
If you somebody, yes, I get scrutiny for Dwayne Wade all the time.
all the time?
All the time.
Even this year?
The last 3 years, Dwayne Wade's not as good.
He's not.
He's not.
It's a fact.
I don't care. But I'm riding out. He gonna retire.
Look at you riding out. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And when he retires, then what you gonna do?
Find another
KD?
draft. Nah,
LeBron?
Hell no. That's cheating. I can't.
You
jump.
got what I'm saying?
All right, but I'm saying them type of fans. I'm not even talking about them. That's not valid. That's not a fan. That's a bandwagon hopper. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Let's talk about your real team. The Knicks
That's not my real team no more.
just
I love
hired Fizdale.
oh, that's a good. I think that's a good.
What-
Trash. It's
What's
not
your
gonna work.
expectations for Fizdale in New York?
I think that's
18 wins.
How many y'all had last year?
Less. Well, we had 20 something.
I don't know. Y'all ain't no less than
We had
18
20
wins.
something.
Y'all was good for the first 2 months.
Until my superstar got hurt.
Listen, it happens.
Shit happens.
It hurts.
I think
It
I
does. It does.
I like
Trust
the
me,
Fizdale-
I've been through it.
I like
It's
the
all right. It's all right.
I like
17 wins.
I like the Fizdale hiring.
Playoff stage.
I like the Fizdale hiring because I think he's gonna bring a defensive culture to New York.
That's really what I think New York needs, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
they need a Mark Jackson type approach. They brought in a defensive coach, and then you worked on the offense. Now, like, Knicks need to build defensive culture. Defense will always keep you in game. You'll get blown out a few times, but most games, if you could defend the other team, they won't go on these wild 20-0 runs. Like, that's the first thing you need to shut down. You can score as many points as you want, but if you're giving up 20-0 runs because you go cold, it's not worth anything.
exactly.
So they need to get defensive, really defensive. I ain't talking about hacking, but get a defensive mindset. Communicate.
And I think it's
have
gonna be
sets.
a lot more discipline.
Sets, not sex.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be a lot more discipline too, like the way they play.
Yeah,
Because
they need a structure.
But-
yeah,
at the end of the day, you need talent, and we don't have that right now.
But look at
You don't know what's gonna happen in the draft.
I know
in the
everything that's
offseason,
gonna
though.
happen. We're gonna get 12th because the NBA's rigged.
No, you probably get 3 this year because the Lakers not in the lottery.
Rigged, duh.
But look, you know what I'm saying about defense. Look at the Jazz, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't expect nothing from the Jazz.
I did. Donovan Mitchell. We should have drafted him. I hate you, Phil.
We didn't expect anything from the Jazz, and their defense is literally what made. If you look at their point score compared to it's the defense that got them there. They was literally shutting stuff down. Like, people was not having their normal type of games versus the Jazz. And then Donovan Mitchell was just like the icing on the cake.
And you
'Cause
saw
now
what,
you can't score 40, but you could give it up. Like,
and imagine what
Don't
Fizdale is
imagine.
going to do with defense when KP gets back.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's-
Like, you
that
got a
joint's
guy
gonna
like-
be
you got a
crazy,
guy
bro.
Like KP, if y'all play good enough
And
defense,
Cantor.
he can win you more games. Then you got Frank, what's his name? I can't never say
Nick
his last name.
Nick Tilakina.
Yeah, I don't want to say it wrong. Frank.
Not as good as No, Frank, keep doing your thing.
But he's also a defensive minded player. He obviously can shoot. He has talent. You put him in a space where you running sets for him,
The Frenchman.
like Tim Hardaway Jr. showed he could score.
Yeah.
You have the pieces to be a better team than they
Oh,
are.
a better team.
I was saying you don't necessarily need.
Nah, you know,
Not a
everybody-
playoff team.
You don't
either.
necessarily need
I think-
superstar
I
talent. Like, look
genuinely
at
think-
Boston.
to
Look
be
at
honest with you-
Boston.
To be
Boston
honest
doesn't have a superstar in the conference finals, and y'all in the same conference as them.
To be honest with you, Rob, I
So-
really think I really
We had us 2 superstars all year. Jason Tatum's nice.
But look at them in the playoffs.
I think y'all have the top of a team that could make 6 in the East.
Yes,
To be
that's
honest.
what I'm
Like, if
saying.
KP's healthy, and Tim Hardaway Jr. scores like he scores. You got a decent piece at Michael Beasley, who obviously shows sometimes he can do it.
With good coaching, they can compete.
Yeah, like I'm saying, they need real sets. They need sets that work. They need sets that's made around their team because coaches is coming and trying to give them their sets, and it's like, bro, you don't have the guys that you had when you was running these sets.
Well,
on
so you
every
can't just
game.
come in and run your playbook. You got to run.
Then you hire Derek Fisher. I didn't understand that hiring because
I don't understand Hornacek either.
my thing is you really need. Well, Hornacek. At
He
least
was horrible
had
on the
some-
Suns.
At least he had some type of experience, but you need a hard-nosed coach, somebody who's gonna. You got young players. You need somebody to rein them in. You need somebody who will yell at these guys, sit them down. On a second, these guys, they look like a dead headlights. If I sit the best player, they might fire me next week. You need one of them guys that's gonna come in and be like, yo,
Take
you
that for
fire me, y'all
data.
just gonna lose. Screw it. Like,
I'm about to give y'all not a prediction, but to channel my Paul Heyman a spoiler. The Knicks are gonna be bad next year. Bad.
how much you wanna bet on that? I ain't gonna front. I got them in the playoffs.
You got them. Get out of
I
here,
got them in
man.
the
I
playoffs.
don't even want to take your money
I got
like
them
that.
in the playoffs.
Never.
I got the Knicks in the playoffs.
Never.
If John Wall and them can make it the way they played this year, the Knicks can make it.
Never.
It
The
depends
Knicks
on
won
how
20
fast
something
KP
games
comes back.
Before KP got out,
And then how many they won afterwards?
like 4.
2.
Exactly. So if he imagine, my thing is if KP's healthy all year,
He's not.
oh, you just have a bad outlook on everything.
No, he's just his
Curry
thing
was
is
like
to
that
come
too.
back.
Steph Curry was like that too.
Steph Curry's nice.
He wasn't.
I think KP's nice
he was
too.
literally a walking boot. for
I'm
like
about to
2
say,
years.
KP was
walking
injured
boot.
once, right?
Yeah, once. But Steph Curry was like a walking boot for 2 years. Like,
Oh, I'm just saying
literally,
KP's coming
paper
back
mache ankles. He
Mhm.
still got him.
like in November, December.
He just, okay, that's 2 months in.
It's like half the season.
It's not happening.
It's basically.
That's before All Star.
It's
way
close to
before.
half.
It's like 20-something games.
December,
Possibly
30
30.
something.
October, November, December. That's 3 months.
So you got to think if y'all could tread 50, if y'all could tread 500,
They can't do that.
you don't think they could tread near 500, like
No.
2-3 games.
And I'm not even trying to do this to be coy. I really think the Knicks are gonna be bad. Well, it depends on who we draft and stuff, but we'll see. Right now, based off the
if they
makeup,
have a defensive mindset,
I might get Raymond Felton in the offseason.
he's literally like a bad luck charm. Everywhere he goes, except that Knicks team,
When he got caught with the gun.
mhm.
he looked like Wes Matthews. They really
Yeah,
look alike. And
you
they
look like
both
a
fat.
Knicks fans, I'm talking to you guys right now.
Tar Heel
We're gonna
Nation.
be fine eventually. Don't worry. We're gonna get this chip, and it's gonna feel like 12 chips. I'm telling you, we're gonna be happy.
A bag of Lay's. You bust it open, it's only half.
Well, Rob, my next question you obviously answered earlier.
Mhm.
When I said, who do you think deserves to get the #1 pick of the draft lottery? Or who would
Deserve is a weird word.
Or who would you like to see get it?
Who had the worst record? The Suns, right?
Yeah.
They should get it. The way the NBA does it is, I think, is completely stupid. It does not prevent tanking, and they're tanking anyway. So just give the worst team the first pick.
How do you what can you do to prevent taking though?
You can't do anything to prevent it.
Set up a deregulation.
But how can you prove someone's
Bring
losing
them
on
to
purpose?
the D League. No, I'm saying bring them to the D.
Like if they're constantly bad every
no,
year?
no, I'm saying if you finish in the last 3, you go to the G League.
The whole team.
The whole team. Just like they do in European soccer.
For the whole game.
You suck. You want to tank? Go to the other league.
I
would
think-
never work here, but do it.
If the Suns do get the number 1 pick, who do you think they should draft? I think they should draft Trae Young if they get number 1 pick.
I like Trae Young.
I think
who's the other guy?
him and Booker in that backcourt would be
No,
crazy, yo.
no, not Aiton. The other dude.
Oh, Bagley?
Yeah, one of those two.
They might need Bagley because Aaron Gordon might leave this offseason. Orlando. Because they was another. Yo, it's crazy. They was a number 1
I
seed.
wonder do these draft picks be looking like? Damn, look at the teams we might go to.
Like, who wants to
Do
play
you
for
think
Orlando?
that happens, or they have like a competitive nature? It's like, wow, I could really bring this team to prominence.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I think everybody.
It depends on the city.
I mean, if they anything like playing in Brooklyn as a kid, you really don't care who you on the team with.
I'm the star.
Yeah, like you just looking like, yo, they nice over there, but I'm gonna violate at least 3 of them. Like, then
Like-
my man's over here could shoot. This one could dunk. I got enough pieces to do.
Who wants to like if you think you're gonna go to Cleveland, LeBron not gonna be there. What's so in the words of Joe Kim Noah, what's so great about Cleveland? I never heard anybody say they want to go visit Cleveland.
Sorry, LeBron.
I ain't.
Not the goat.
But yeah, I think I would like to see the Suns get the number 1 overall pick and get Trae Young. Yankees win 11-2. That's next.
My bad. I just had a moment.
But no one wants to see the Heat get the number 1 overall pick, even though they're not in the draft
Yeah,
lottery.
they're not in the draft lottery. Sorry.
You know.
Well, I mean, he doesn't care about that because once Wade leaves, he's just gonna.
Wade's not retiring.
He's
again.
not
Why not?
retiring.
He should.
Hey, I'm never gonna push my man out. He cool.
That flash
You know
turned
what
into
I'm
a
saying?
flash.
Did
on
you
the
guys
ground.
know that LeBron James is the only player in NBA history to shoot 2 free throws simultaneously 27 times?
Sports Center loaded
What
stat.
does that even mean?
Sports Center loaded
There's
stat.
people right now going, yeah, Robert's right. He's definitely right.
That's what I'm saying.
Stupid.
Nick writes.
Once it's too many, I ain't gonna lie though, I'm kind of slow. Once it's too many words, I just stop
Like,
listening.
what? Huh?
I'm like, I just go dumb.
Sports Center did the top 10 plays of LeBron's off day.
Yo, they kill me. Yo,
Off day.
I'm not gonna front. Every time I go on ESPN.com, he's in that top group of stories. I just be looking like
They
dumb.
have a whole LeBron versus Jordan tab.
They do.
I did not know that. I don't scroll through them that much because once I see a LeBron story, I just
It's not. It's on the
I just go to
homepage.
my
If you
other
scroll
tab
down,
and
if you scroll down past like NFL, NBA news, or you go to the NBA homepage, it'll say highlights, NBA playoffs, LeBron versus Jordan.
ever since he said I'm chasing him is just the story.
The ghost in Chicago.
I'm chasing this ghost. This ghost that played in Chicago.
Ghost in Chicago. Not,
Why the
not
hell he
ghost
cha-
in Washington
Why the hell would he
Wizards.
chase Sammy Sosa anyway? First of all,
Well, he is a ghost.
Man, those is fucking out, boy.
that's a real ghost in Chicago.
That's your boy.
That's the
High
real
heat baseball.
Baseball.
Remember that in hardball, Jefferson Albert Tibbs. You look like him a little bit.
You going mad hard over there.
You look- Sir, I said, Coach, I need my lemon
You
heads.
look like the father from Kid and Play.
I'm not doing this with you right now. Like you said, Yankees are what?
11 and they went 11 and 2 on their
Best
13th.
record in baseball.
Tied.
Tied with the Red Sox.
Who? I don't know those guys.
They in first
I ain't
place.
gonna lie, I got Mookie Bet, so I know. Mookie!
I don't
See,
care.
repping Red Sox.
I'm not. I'm repping my fantasy team, who's sucking lately, so I need him to produce.
Rob's Cup right here. 5-0.
I don't want that.
It's good because you're not getting it. You also not getting the playoff trophy either.
No, I'm not sucking fantasy baseball because the
Sucking
lineups
fantasy,
are
period.
dumb. I'm sorry. How many postseason wins do you have over me this year?
I'm not sure.
Goggles.
This is our.
But I don't have any championships this year, so I can't talk
Exactly. I have more rings than you.
This is our weekly Fred versus Rob debate about fantasy.
shit. Nah. Yankees been killing it lately though. Didi, crazy.
Yeah.
Gleyber looking like a great
My cousin.
decision to Rob's cousin. Great decision to bring him
He
up.
gonna be in next week because Rob just got that like that. You know?
He's kind of busy. He's gonna be on a way week next week, so let's try the week after. Yeah.
Think
I
that's
got
gonna-
answer for everything.
You think that's gonna be the
If he don't show up, that's still on you.
You think that's gonna be the ALCS? The Yankees and Red Sox?
No. Damn.
Damn.
Did we agree?
Ooh,
Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Yeah.
dumb.
So I don't think,
who's it gonna be if it's not those two teams?
well, I think
Houston ain't gonna be there.
Baseball is kind of.
I think Houston is gonna could be there. Who else can? Be? I think
Not Cleveland.
I think Yankees.
What's so great about Cleveland?
Well, the Seattle Mariners are looking good.
Oh my God.
My thing is the year is not further enough along for me to be like somebody's gonna be there and somebody's not.
I think the Yankees and Red Sox.
'Cause
are
all
gonna
it
be
takes is
ALCS.
one
I think
injury.
I think they meet beforehand.
Who
Okay,
you
that's
think is
fair.
gonna win the division?
Yankees.
I mean, they would have to meet beforehand, right? Because
No,
one
if
of
they
them is gonna
if
be
they the
first,
1
one
and
of them is
2,
gonna be fourth.
Yeah.
If they keep these records up.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever doesn't win the division is going to be the wild card, and they're going to have the two
They
best
got that
records.
playoff thing though. Still,
that's dumb.
I ain't gonna lie. The Yankees better come in first. I hate that
Yeah,
one game.
Me too.
playoff.
It's tough. They
'Cause
should have
it's
made
really
it
like,
3
yo,
or
you could
something.
Especially because Sevy got chased in the
And
last
have
one.
one bad game and you out.
Joe Girardi saved us with that one. That's why I hate the Joe Girardi haters. Sevy was literally our best pitcher. Severino
Yeah.
got lit up in the first inning. Had to take him out.
4-0.
And then the way Joe Girardi played with that bullpen,
Bullpenning is like the new 3-point shooting in baseball.
yeah, I agree. They ain't gonna be. Sorry, there ain't gonna be much quality starts soon.
Yeah, but who needs them when you're gonna go through a whole?
I mean, it's
Whole
more
variety of
exciting
pitching.
when your pitcher is going 7 innings. You like, woo, he's 17 Ks.
He's dealing.
Your guys be throwing 17 Ks.
I wish.
I think Manea did it once.
Bartender.
So what was the question? Are they both
Order
gonna meet in the
another round of
ALCS?
Jack.
I think.
I think. Well, the question is, are they what you say?
Are they the two best teams in
Bartender.
baseball?
Another round of Jack.
That's a triple jack. I think I said the Yankees are the best team in baseball.
Yes. I think the Red Sox are also up there too.
Yeah, the Yankees.
So it's Yankees,
Especially
Red
with the way they
Sox,
pitching is doing.
Houston.
Astros.
all three. My top 3 teams in there. Let me just keep AL because I don't want to make the NL fans.
I
sad.
gotta put Cleveland up there.
Nobody in
the
NL
Mets.
is performing like that.
What?
Who's the best team in NL? Is the Washington?
No.
It gotta be Washington
It's
because there's
not. They're
nobody
not even
else.
first in their division, bro.
Oh, is it the Diamondbacks?
It is Arizona. Yeah. There you go.
They always good. Ain't the Rockies in the NL?
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
They probably up there.
yeah. The NL. The Dodgers aren't looking good. Washington's not looking good. Cubs aren't really looking good. It's. I mean, they're okay. They're middling in the pack, but they're not looking like the world beaters we thought they were.
Who the Cubs?
Yeah.
They won that one World Series and that was
They
like
got the monkey off their back.
That's true.
right. They won the
They
series.
waited 108 years. Do you know how great
Because in MLB baseball 2004, I had the Cubs repeating like 8 years in a row.
and how good do those fans feel?
I don't know. I wasn't paying them no attention. I was just winning games.
It was just blurs. They wasn't
46
real.
points in a game.
They were so. What the hell?
Yo, I had Derek Lee. He used to be wild. He had 196 home runs in a season. And I had Aramis Ramirez. He had like
37
180.
million steals.
He had 180 home runs. My team was stacked. I had people I didn't even know their names hitting 40 home runs.
Then I had Darryl Strawberry
I remember I played so long.
getting
it was-
40 hits a day.
It was a guy named Juice
But no.
Boone or something like that.
Yeah.
It was some random. He didn't even have a face in the game. He had 80 something home
Bro,
runs.
I used to hate those you that had the blackout.
After you play a certain amount of seasons, like in Madden, yo,
They got
my
weird
whole,
faces.
My whole front four was black faces, but they all, I mean, like darked out
Yeah,
faces.
yeah.
But they all had like
Let's clarify.
20 sacks in a season. Like I'm looking like, I don't even know who y'all are, but good.
That's not worse than FIFA.
I never played FIFA.
Let me explain the character sprites that show up in FIFA. I had this Bulgarian, not Bulgarian.
Rusev.
No, was a Belgian guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like white with blonde hair. His sprite in the game is black. I was like, what? You guys can't just match the thing together? It's so weird.
Them
You guys know
modes,
what today is?
Cinco de Mayo?
Rusev Day.
Oh, every day is
Nah,
Rusev Day.
franchise mode was mad dumb and mad, especially because I try to play as defensive end, and they make you see the view through the helmet.
Oh, that was
fun.
that's the player mode.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you just play franchise and take care of a team?
franchise where you play the whole team.
And you bring a team.
That's what I eventually ended up doing.
From the depths of hell to prominence, like in real life.
Or you just get a better team and you keep winning.
Or just follow your favorite player like me and B.
Yeah, I pick my favorite player's team in every franchise mode. Right now in football, I don't even know who I would pick.
Broncos. That's your team.
Yeah, that's really my
You
team.
stuck forever. That's
I
it.
can't say that because I was a Broncos fan when I first came. When I first literally was young, started watching football. I would have been a bandwagon hopper because Elway had won championship the first time I watched football.
You were 7.
But
I accept
my
that.
cousin liked that team, and I was like, I was like kind of my cousin's fan.
So you were a fan of your
I
cousin?
just rolled with him, like with his team.
Did he win
Yeah,
any championships?
He was with the Broncos. He liked the Broncos before they won. But I just didn't know football, so I was like, hey, Broncos.
Why didn't you just jump
Plus,
to the
they had this
Giants?
guy I used to smoke people with in NFL games back then, Ed McCaffrey. I used to literally just throw the ball up. Him and Antonio Freeman on the Green Bay Packers. Those are the only names I knew. I didn't even know Terrell Owens, he was there.
Yeah, you ain't no Brett Favre.
I ain't know Jerry Rice, none of them.
I remember the 2K football commercial with Chris Berman and T.O.
Oh, they had the best halftime show.
Looks like he's going to need to call a T.O. Who's this?
I can't wait for the home run derby just to hear him do that.
He don't do it anymore.
The home run derby?
Yeah, he ain't do it last year.
Not watching it.
Aaron Judge.
I watched it last year. Aaron Judge hit like 13 home runs in a row.
The last one I actually sat down and enjoyed was Bobby Abreu and Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was like
Josh Hamilton
2009.
went off. Bobby Abreu, I remember he was killing it, and afterwards he didn't hit another home run that season. They said he had a power outage.
He used it all in the All-Star game.
Power outage. Becky Hammond getting interviewed by the Bucks to be the next head coach in Milwaukee. Time for this. That
Fired their coach?
Yeah.
Oh, they fired Ken at the beginning of the season.
Tom is.
Anyway, the playoffs and everything. Assist.
I hope it happens. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it happens.
No, she's good. She knows what she's doing. Yeah.
I think it's gonna bring a
And
lot
then
of
she was on the
diversity to
top,
the
right?
league, huh?
Yeah, she was on the pop.
Yeah.
Spurs.
She's
fine.
Matter of
But
fact,
I feel like people a lot
they
of
shouldn't
that.
even view her
but-
as a woman. They should view her as baby pop.
Ain't no
But
reason.
people- but
I
people
view
are-
her as a woman.
But
Women are capable.
They are, but
You know what
I was
pisses me
people
off,
looking
though?
more at the fact that she played with pop. She was with pop.
Oh yeah, we're not looking at the fact that she's a woman.
It pisses me off that people are saying that she's jumping the line.
Jumping the line.
Well, 'cause-
jumped the line. Derek Fisher got a job straight off.
Exactly.
Paul Pierce is about to get hired by the
He
Hawks.
better not. He was a
Nah.
horrible player. All right, what do you know?
Horrible.
And he throw up the blood zone at the Hawks
Mm.
when he's on the
I don't know, 'cause
Celtics.
they don't- what is it?
When
What's the
it's-
difference? Like they throw it up every time they hit a three. Like, that whole thing is bad.
Hey,
like,
food.
bro, what are you talking about?
Can y'all explain to me why the Falcon Stadium has a Chick-fil-A?
Because it's open for concerts.
It's only open for concerts and Monday nights.
So you telling me they don't open? They don't be open on the Sunday night game?
It's against company policy.
Mm-hmm.
Because
What type of fast food restaurant you can't get 7 days?
because it's
A Christian
Christian.
one.
It's Christian.
You know what though? I'm
can't
not gonna
come out of
slander
church
them
and get some
because
chicken?
they're amazing.
They got church's chicken. Why they can't have Chick-fil-A on
I
Sunday?
can't come out of church and get some Chick-fil-A. Like, what type of? Hey, church made me hungry. You telling me I gotta be in church the whole day? Like the whole day? Like, come on, son.
Maybe they figure your church is selling chicken.
Yeah, I go to churches. I ain't gonna lie.
Chicken, church chicken, honey butter biscuits. I hope, but you think it's gonna be that would be a problem in terms of her getting respect in the locker room from
No.
other athletes?
She shouldn't, but it might. Come on, let's be honest here. As soon as she comes in your face, what do you know? You a woman. You a girl.
I think that happens with rookie head coaches all the time, though.
That's your coach still. Like,
yeah.
how you going to?
Like, there's probably people disrespecting Derek Fisher too.
Like,
I disrespect Derek Fisher.
I just feel like if she's not being disrespectful to you, then that really shouldn't come in apart because she's still your coach.
It shouldn't.
The moment that you disrespect your coach, it's like
she could just bench you.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's not like just because she's a woman, she's still gonna have a sense of the coaches. Like,
she coached under Pop and she played in the WNBA.
If she can't rein them in, which I think that would have already been a problem if she couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Should have been able to rein Kawhi in.
Nobody.
Why don't talk enough to get reined in? They just tell him something. He one of them people that just look at you like this. Don't be listening to nothing you say.
I think she'll be fine though.
I think she will too. I think it's time for that to happen in the NBA.
Coach under Pop pretty much go on to be alright. Mike Budenholzer went straight to the Hawks and was wilding. Then you had Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Steve Kerr. Don't forget about him.
Golden State was wilding. I mean, he did have like a perfect team. But
Yeah, it was all him. He was coach of the year.
There's mad people that coach under Pop.
Who else?
I think Carlisle ain't coach under Pop.
Who?
I was saying Carlisle, but I don't think Rick Carlisle coach under Pop. But there's mad people.
Larry Brown.
Yeah.
There's mad people that coach under Pop in the league right now. I think Brett Brown did.
Yeah, he's the best coach in all of NBA history.
Brett Brown did.
Who's name a better coach than Pop? Yeah, I can't.
In all the sports?
No, in NBA. Honestly, in all the sports,
Probably
I think the only
probably
person.
Phil.
Let's be honest. In all the sports,
As a coach, he is. I think.
No, he's not. He literally had the two best players in the league.
Ever.
A man long.
but
He was blessed with talent.
let's do all the sports. Belichick, is that it? If that?
Red Auerbach.
Well,
You talking about right now?
ever.
I think Pop is one of the most.
Why do they consider Lombardi a GOAT?
Consistency is, I think.
Well, Lombardi won like 5 titles.
Who? That's why
He won 2 Super Bowls, but he won like 3 other titles.
That's insane. He only won 2 Super Bowls.
But he won multiple titles.
Didn't it become the Super Bowl afterwards? Like, that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Trophy's named after him.
Yeah, like you gotta get some type of respect. Cause,
So why you don't consider Bill Russell the GOAT?
I do.
Don't he get a trophy? Ain't
The MVP is him, yeah.
Kobe won the first ever
If-
Bill Russell trophy.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if you ask him who's the GOAT of basketball, he says Bill Russell. Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan right now, because my opinion can change based off, what happens. Those are the only 3 I'm willing to, I'm willing to listen to argument for anybody, but those are the only 3 I'm willing to just say, you know what, you got it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't get mad at people I hate when people say LeBron's the GOAT. He hasn't retired yet. He could literally have a backslide and just be horrible.
I don't like counting that though.
I'm just saying, like, I can't count your career as over. You can't have the best career ever and you still playing. Like, your whole career matters to me. I don't care what anybody says. If you played for 17 years and for 8 of those years, the last 8, you was horrible coming off the bench, you will never be the GOAT to me. Never. Jordan is great because Jordan was great his whole career. He was literally a force. He was getting smoked now when it came playoff times and people was washing him. But he was Jordan-esque.
But he made the playoffs every year in Chicago.
The
first year he made it.
I remember, yeah, all right. So
LeBron missed
the first 2.
The first 2. So losing in the first round versus missing the playoffs entirely, which one's worse?
Missing the playoffs entirely.
Yeah, so
but that doesn't make or break the case for me. Like that.
No.
Small points. Like I don't do. That's not how I'm gauging your career. Like that's not how I'm gauging it. Like I'm not putting them each aspect of their career up against each other. Like
no, the whole package.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So it's like
that's what I do with everything. The whole package.
That's why I'm like, when LeBron's all said and done, then I'm gonna go back to having a debate. But right now, I'm not entertaining it anymore because People just do it because they want to have something to talk about.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fun.
If
it
it's
was
not fun
fun.
for you, then don't do it.
Yeah, it's starting to be annoying.
Because the stats people was pulling out of the woodworks is like, all right, son, you doing a lot.
Yeah, like
I think then he started
this
talking about
is
true
really
shooting
the- this is
percentage and
really
all
the
that shit.
time-
Like, come
this
on.
is the
Wha-
era
what's
of loaded
true?
stats.
What's true shooting percentage?
It's mad unnecessary math to.
So it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's
Their shooting
It's
percentages are
loaded
basically
stats.
equal.
It's a bunch of loaded
it's
stats.
loaded
man, dog.
stats.
Soon as somebody throw a loaded stat at me, you know the first 8 games of Jordan's career. Like I'd be like, all right, bro, you got it.
Why would you say you got it? Just say
Because
nah,
because
I'm not.
that means you have a lot more of that. you
Yo,
have a lot more of
that
that in the
ass-
gun, and I
that-
don't want to hear
And I
it.
don't want to hear
I
it.
don't want to hear. That's like when they say LeBron is the clutchest guy within
Stop it. 5
5
seconds.
seconds.
Stop it.
5
3
and 10
seconds.
left in the fourth
Last
quarter.
every
3
game,
seconds,
7.
No mad
Yeah, you know what I'm
bullshit.
saying?
Like,
Like, you
When
come on,
shooting
son.
off your left foot.
Yeah, like stats like
falling out of bounds
that's like
while the
that
popcorn
pissed me off.
guys in row 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like without the headband. Yo, that was the dumbest thing in the world. Like, oh, and then they kept it going. Like literally. Oh, you remember what every time his headband's off now. They
Well,
have a
it's over.
stat for his point. Like I'd be like, yo, bro, y'all wildin'. Y'all pissing me off now.
As the man that loves loaded stats that work in his favor.
Nah, you started to love loaded stats.
I
You
did
didn't
not
always-
start it.
You didn't. I said you started to love loaded stats. I didn't say you
Only when it
started
comes to
loaded.
Eli.
Yeah, that's
Because
exactly
you
where
guys
your
are
loaded
jerks.
stats came from. They just travel now.
Nah, I've never had a Jordan loaded stat or a LeBron loaded
Nah,
stat.
I'm not saying you, but I've had discussions with people who I can't even look it up. I don't even want to look it up to see if you right. Like,
Nah, I
no,
don't
in the
care.
last 10 seconds of the game,
That don't
Jordan is
matter.
this- Bro, I don't care, and I don't even want to talk to you now. Like,
Did you know that Eli Manning is the only QB with 300 starts and 2 Super Bowl MVPs? That's not even true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not, because I'm pretty sure Brady.
but it sounded like
It sounded like
it sounded
was.
true.
Pretty sure Brady has 300 starts, but
And he,
no, Peyton had 300 starts.
Yeah.
Brett Favre. Oh, he
Yeah,
only got
nah,
one.
Brett Favre.
700 starts for Brett Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre should be the logo.
I still can't believe they broke Eli Manning's streak.
Plugs.
Yankees. Yeah, Yankees doing good. All debates. I'm willing to debate with anybody as long as you know.
You make sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Public-
You don't load stats.
Public services.
Robert
I only load stats.
Robert might talk to you because he could do it too. But
I only load stats for Eli Manning. So if you bring up Eli Manning, but think about it. Eli Manning is the only This isn't even a loaded stat. Eli Manning is the only 2-time Super Bowl MVP that everybody's like he's not. People would say he's not a Hall of Famer.
people are stupid.
I know, I agree, but that's why I need to bring up loaded
People are
stats. For him.
stupid. If you arguing with somebody that says Eli's not a Hall of Famer, you should just stop talking to them.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Talking to people who don't have ears, don't make sense, don't have eyes, don't make sense. You
Author.
can't see or hear facts. So
Talking to mad authors.
yeah,
How does Arthur hold up his glasses?
Follow us on all social media. Oh, public service announcement. Our page was hacked a couple of days ago. So if you looked on the liked videos playlist,
You brought that up.
please disregard.
Is that going now?
Yeah,
All right.
because hackers is out here crazy, son. Crazy hackers. So nobody peeped that. Shout out for Bernard for pointing that out, because we might still be up there today.
I like videos are crazy.
Like videos is crazy in these streets. But yeah, that's all time we have for today.
All right, y'all.
We're gonna see y'all next week. Enjoy the first games of the conference finals. Back.
Only if LeBron